I would consider higher level assembly as something where we are getting one of our fans and adding some value to it. So that could be something very straightforward, like fitting a connector, or it could be something where we are working with the customers to come up with some sort of specific custom design based around their design specification. I think we offer HLA to our customers because a lot of customers see it as a benefit. A lot of our customers want to build just their overall product or application and don't want to waste time investing in machinery and employees that aren't going to be fully utilised. So therefore I think that means we can step into that void and sort of fill that gap and provide them with sub-assemblies or components that are easy to plug and play and fit and forget. And it means that they can focus on their R&D and their design of their product more and leave us to do the bits and pieces in between. We can do everything from simply fitting a connector. So we have automated crimping machines here. We do a lot of crimping, which builds a very strong and robust and repeatable process for customers if they need that requirement. I think that also lends itself to our cable harnessing facilities. We've got a specific cable harness room now, so we can create generic cable harnesses, or we can manufacture custom-specific cable harnesses. We also have punch, bend and weld facilities here in the UK, so that means that we can make up small sub-assemblies or enclosures for customers, so they have a sub-assembly that they can fit directly into their application. We've also just installed a second production hall here, which means that we have now higher ceilings, cranes, lifting equipment. Our range of fans have increased in the last few years to make bigger motors and bigger impellers, and that means that we now have the ability to make larger assemblies and in some instances full enclosures for people or final product. The customer can benefit in several ways. I think the customer is now receiving a fully built up sub-assembly or product from us that is 100% tested, so they don't have to worry on their side about the assembly of that product or the testing. I think they have the knowledge that we have developed it in the best way possible, taking into account our fan design knowledge, so they're getting a product that is the best efficiency that it can be. I also think that they're getting benefits from things like they're placing one purchase order rather than several, so they're reducing their supplier database when they just place the order with us. And I think they're also getting the backup and support of our engineering teams here. Each market sector has its own engineering and logistics division, so we can get things turned around quickly and get product to the customer as soon as possible. We are generally split into market sectors, so each market sector has its own engineering backup. So we have an application engineer and a project engineer in each market, plus we have logistics and support for the delivery side of things. On top of that, the project engineer will work with mechanical and electrical design engineers to come up with the development process. We have 2 mechanical design engineers and 2 electrical design engineers, which means that we can also look at control solutions. So some of the control solutions work in tandem with the features of our fans, which means that we have developed quite a bit of hardware in the last few years for these controllers, which means that nowadays we have the hardware in place, which means that in some instances all we need to do is software tweaks to offer a solution to some customers for controls. I'd suggest pretty much any application is suitable for HLA. I think the fan is a component part of most applications that we look at. As it's a component part, you are generally doing something to it to install it into your application. So all we really need to know off the customer is what they're doing with that fan and how they're fitting it in their application. And then we can come back with some solutions for them, some concepts, some ideas and some costs to offer that extra added value.